My name is Laura Wilkes and I work for the Local Government Information Unit. I think first of all, local government has to recognise that risks need to be taken around co-production. So when you talk to local government and you say, do you want to take risks in delivering services in a different way, they always say, yes, of course, we want to do things differently. We recognise there is a need to do things differently. But actually, when you look at individual service areas, they might be willing to take risks in some of the sort of softer service areas, but when it comes to things like health and social care, which are incredibly important and carry a lot of risk with them, there's more of an aversion to do things differently and think about delivering services in a different way. So I think the first thing that local government has to do is recognise that risk has to be taken, and that's an important part of being able to take co-production forward. But there's a whole variety of things that they can do, people within councils can do to take co-production forward. So the role of a councillor is absolutely crucial. The person who is the conduit between the council and the community, and someone who can facilitate things within the local area, facilitate things to happen, to create opportunities between the council and the community for people to contribute. There's also other areas around just generally spreading the word and letting people know that there are things that are on stream and available to them. So there's provisions within the Localism Act, so things like the right to challenge and the right to bid that will enable people to become more involved in the delivery of council services if they want to. So I think there's something around enabling people to understand what opportunities are there for them as well. Well, there's obviously a huge challenge around capacity and around resourcing at the moment. So as services and as budgets are being cut, then there's this need running alongside that to involve people, and that needs capacity building in itself, that needs resourcing and capacity. And so I think people within local government have to think carefully about how resources are allocated and how the community can be enabled to become more involved in co-design, co-delivery, co-production in the wider sense. So I think foremost that's a challenge. I also spoke a bit earlier about risk. So I think being willing to take risks on things that are difficult and carry a lot of importance with them. Local government needs to be able to do that. And then I think probably another very important area is learning from when things go wrong, because as you are delivering services in a different way and using different delivery models that perhaps you haven't done before, things are likely to go wrong, or you might have to make last minute changes, or you might even have to U-turn and completely change your mind on how something's going to be delivered. But the most important thing is that if that happens, then you have to have an evaluation process, a learning process. It's not necessarily a failure, it's a point at which you can learn from and then try and recover from that and spread practice across the sector so other people can learn from that as well.